3, 2, 1, 0.
Today, Bitcoin versus Ethereum, speaking with two bot creators and more information about Season 2 of the Bots League. My name is Koen Schobbers and this is Bots TV. Welcome and thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Bots TV live from Haarlem in the Netherlands. Now, before we start, I do like to mention that everything we're going to talk about in today's episode is not financial advice. Make sure to always do your own research. Now, I'm back again. I'm very happy to be back again and hosting Bots TV. And of course, I'm back with my mates. First of all, Daniel.
Hi, thanks, Koen. I'm also happy to be here back on the side. I'm your guy on the side, so I'm going to be the voice of the people, so to speak. If you have questions about today's topic, Bitcoin versus Ethereum, put them in the chat, and I'm going to do my best to get them on the air. And guys, how are you doing?
Thank you, Daniel. Doing very, very well. As mentioned, happy to be back. Michaela, great to see you again.
Yeah, great to see you. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. It's Friday afternoon. It's sunny. It's the summer. Plus, of course, I am here co-hosting my favorite show with you. So things are good.
Exactly. We're going to have a good show. We're going to have great guests and great discussions and conversations. Now, this is the schedule of today's episode. We're going to kick things off with bot news presented by Daniel. Then eventually we will talk with Alex van Hasselt in Bots Topic, with Lauren Bouckeart in Bots Special Guest, and with Oscar Palstra in Bots League. And finally, also, we have Arthur now. Arthur comes back regularly in the episodes to talk about the Bots League and what's happening. Season 1 of the Bots League, Season 2 of the Bots League. We're going to have a great conversation about the Bots League today. So we're going to kick things off with Bots News. Daniel.
Now, it wouldn't be Bots TV and Bots News if we didn't just talk about Dogecoin a little bit. So Dogecoin, the original meme asset, it surged more than 25% on Wednesday following its Coinbase listing. So this gives Dogecoin, the meme coin, a $54 billion market cap. It's soon going to be the 6th largest cryptocurrency by market value. Now, Coinbase is said to soon begin supporting the coin both on Coinbase Pro and its retail trading platform. Our next story is a competition coming from the East. Robinhood rivals from China. Futu and Tiger Brokers, which are China's rivals to stock trading app Robinhood, are expanding into crypto. So with applications pending in Singapore and the US, soon customers can trade in digital currencies. And this is in spite of the recent crackdowns by Chinese regulators. So, Michaela, Koen, what do we think about this, trading crypto on these apps?
Yes, thank you, Daniel. First off, Michaela, what's your thought?
Well, first, I think it's good, of course, for the democratization of finance. There's more platforms out there, which is good. But what I'm interested in is how are these apps going to compete for our attention, pretty much. So Robinhood has no transaction fees, so they kind of get off with parading that. But what are these other bases going to do? Are they going to give us free coins? Like, what is it that they're going to do to actually compete to be a good?
Like, what is their USP? Like their unique selling point? Like what makes people get to the new, like go to the new app? What makes them download it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what are they going to do for that? I mean, on one hand, when it comes to China, for instance, they have obviously a massive population, so a big market over there that they can score. But then again, you have these crackdowns. So how is the balance of that going to work?
And of course, it's rivals from the East, which meaning, like, of course, Robinhood, like very, very popular in America in general. And then, well, maybe an American app doesn't do that well in Asia when there is an Asia developer developing an app for their people, like for that region, let's say, in the world. And I mean, you know, being in Europe, you might be more addressed to actually use European like platforms to trade as well. What I also think is interesting regarding Robinhood and the word rivals on the news as well is the fact that Robinhood not too long ago was not very not very like positive in the news, right? And the news was negative surrounding Robinhood. We had Wall Street's bet pumping a couple of stocks and coins and stuff, and eventually Robinhood made sure that not all the functions of actually trading were allowed. You can only like get money out of certain stocks instead of investing in them. Maybe it was protection for the consumer, maybe not. But do you think that these cases, like we've seen a couple of months ago, that like flew over the world, like news was writing about it everywhere in the world, do you think that that's also a reason for new companies and developers to create these apps and think of other ways to help people?
Yeah, it could be, but I also think that it's just a good business. I mean, there's a lot of people that are excluded essentially from the market. So trying to get in there and grab those segments are important. But I think what's kind of silly about the situation is, of course, the drama that unfolded with Robinhood, with GameStop and AMC and all of these issues that were going on with the app. But I think now for the AMC Entertainment, the people who actually bought shares, I heard that now, for buying the shares, they can get a free popcorn and drink.
Wow, there you go.
So I think the Americans are at least entertained when they go to the movie theater. So we'll see what China has to do to be competitive in that.
That is apparently their USP. Just get popcorn, Coke, and all that sort of stuff. It works. Good. Thank you, Michaela. Daniel, there's more news, right?
That's right. So here's the headline. Cardano first cross-chain bridges with Nervos. Kind of sounds like gobbledygook, but I'm going to explain. So public chain projects Nervos and Cardano are going to exchange information across their platforms within the next 6 weeks. This means that users can soon interchangeably transact these two currencies and create their own wrap tokens pegged to the value of another, and do so across both chains. The impact of this? Well, the launch links two ecosystems worth billions in terms of market cap. And our final question and our final story, is Bitcoin stabilizing? So when you talk about crypto, you talk about ups and downs. However, it seems like the market might be tapering. Bitcoin has reached nearly $38,000 and Ethereum's value is up $2,800. So this is in contrast to the wild swings over the past few months. So, Michaela, Koen, is this the end of the dip? Is Bitcoin stable suddenly?
Is Bitcoin stable? You know, I find it interesting that probably by the time we checked the news and wrote the news, we had certain prices, and now the prices are down again for a bit as well. Like, Michaela, what do you think? Is it stabilizing for now? Have we seen the dip, or might there be more?
I mean, I think the question is have we ever been stable? You know, I think that's a wider question. Of course, there's times when, you know, the market is going up, but there's the inevitable dip and the decreases in prices. And this week, actually, I thought maybe we could be stabilizing, but then Elon Musk, he tweeted Bitcoin with a broken heart like last night in the middle of the night, and of course now Bitcoin's decreased again. So is that stable?
Yeah, and also what you mentioned, what is stable? Like for the past 2 weeks, we have, like, let's say relatively stable, but stable being a like range from 30 to 40K. That's a big range. Like we went from like 30 back to 40, then to 32, then to 38, and like basically a bit of a triangle. But you've been ranging for a couple of weeks. Yeah, is that a range? Like, what are the implications as well, you know, with Bitcoin and Ethereum, where if Bitcoin ever wants to be a payment system, for example, or at least used to pay, which in some cases you can, does it have to be more stable, like pegged to like a US dollar kind of stable, like very, very stable? Or are we allowing these volatility in the coin? It's interesting to think about.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, we have, Michaela, Ethereum.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Right? Ethereum has a whole different fundamental like basis compared to Bitcoin. What do you think about Ethereum?
Well, yeah, I think with the launch of Ethereum 2.0, I'm quite a fan.
Or with the price as well.
Yeah, with also the price. Well, yeah, as we've seen over the last, especially recent months, the market capitalization has really grown. But I mean, that's also quite unstable. So it ranges, maybe $2,500 American dollars down to $2,000, but that's still $500. So yeah, I like your point about the actual stable coins. So if you're thinking of Tether or the US dollar, maybe it ranges a couple cents or so, but I mean, if you're talking hundreds of dollars, I mean,
Well, when we look at fundamentals, that if Bitcoin is going to be like maybe a digital gold or eventually a payment provider or whatever it's going to be, you know, maybe in the future, you would expect it to become more stable. Whereas maybe Ethereum, with a whole platform backing it up, and of course it's being used, it's very active, proactive. It might be more like have similarities with a stock, which obviously goes up and down well, you know. So maybe that's something to look at. But in the end, we're speculating, you know, we never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. What do I know?
We don't know what's going to happen today, tomorrow, in a couple of years.
Yeah.
So hopefully some people that we're going to talk to today have some sort of idea of what to expect, because the theme of today is Bitcoin versus Ethereum, and we will talk with some very interesting guests, and one of the guests is ready to speak with us. Daniel.
That's right. The topic, Bitcoin versus Ethereum. So who better to explain all about that but a person who made an app dedicated to the concept? That is Alex van Hasselt from Team Ryfin. And remember, if you have questions, put them in the Discord chat or wherever else, and I'll do my best to get them to you. So coming up next, we have Alex to talk about Bitcoin versus Ethereum.
Yes, thank you, Daniel. So indeed, Alex van Hasselt, bot creator of Team Ryfin, he's going to join us in the show. So we like to invite Alex to come over and join us in today's episode. So if Alex can come in, yeah, absolutely. So again, Alex van Hasselt, bot creator of Team Ryfin, he's live in the studio. Again, we're in the quarters, or at least the office of bots in Haarlem, the Netherlands, and we love seeing bot creators. It's great to have a face to the name that you see in the bots app, as well as very often in Discord. So Alex, great that you're here. Thank you for coming.
Yes, thanks.
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Well, the news from yesterday was not great, of course, with Elon twittering again. But I mean, this is all short-term news, and that doesn't change the long-term picture. So for me, it doesn't matter much.
Yeah, well, we're definitely going to talk about long-term picture and short-term movements as well. But first of all, like Daniel mentioned as well, you created a bot specifically about the theme of today. It's called Bitcoin versus Ethereum.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you explain a little bit about why?
Yeah, so for me, I believe in both projects, but for their various different reasons. So Bitcoin is more like the equivalent of gold. Ethereum, you can see it more like a company, what you explained, so more like sort of a Microsoft platform that other apps can build on. And now the interesting thing for me as a trader is, hey, these prices behave differently. So I like both projects, but the price of the of Ethereum and the price of Bitcoin, sometimes Bitcoin goes up, sometimes Ethereum goes up. And what I like to be is, I would like to be put my money on the fastest horse at that specific moment in time. So this strategy only works because I see both of these platforms as sort of investment grade assets. So, which means from my point of view, you can stay in the asset for 4 years. The whole cycle going up, going down. And I'm convinced that in 4 years' time, they will still be here. So they won't go to zero. So that gives me a little bit of comfort that I can sit back and just let the bot do its work, trading these two against each other. And so we never go back to US dollar. We always stay invested in either Bitcoin or Ethereum, but the bot tries to pick which is going the fastest. Yeah.
Okay, so essentially you use your horse, to give an analogy, to move from one coin to the next one and try to get further ahead with that. So within the antithesis of drawdown scenarios, then you just take the hit. Like what happens there?
Yeah, so basically in the drawdown, it happens it's the same thing. So basically when the market goes down, the bot goes to the coin which goes least down. So for example, last a few weeks ago, Bitcoin went down 30-40%. Ethereum went down 50%. So during that time, the bot was in Bitcoin, not in Ethereum. So it went down less. A few weeks before, when Ethereum had this huge run up, the bot was allocated to Ethereum. So basically, you profit from the run up from Ethereum, and then when it starts to go down and the market crashes, you go back to sort of the more stable asset, Bitcoin, which only declined by 30-40% at that time. Yeah.
Okay.
So. Now, if you look at from a drawdown perspective, that's in a drawdown you measure sort of the highest, sort of the worst entry point. Let's say you enter the market end of 2017, and then you measure how much money you have left at sort of the bottom of the market after the bear market has fully ended. I think the drawdown was about 85%, so that's quite significant. I mean, the drawdown of purely Ethereum would have been maybe 95%, even higher. But
incredible.
So in that case, you put your money on sort of the least, the coin that least went down. Still, it's a lot. So you need to have quite a good stomach. However,
diamond hands, as they always say.
Exactly. But if you look at it from a longer-term perspective, if you evaluate the market for 4 years, I mean, the bot has like an incredible return. So the return over the full time, sort of after the start of Ethereum, it was like 600-700% annual profit if you would have invested at that time until now.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was like in the beginning time of Ethereum, then the price was really skyrocketing even more than now. So possibly it's quite likely that the returns will be a little bit lower, but still really, really, really high compared to any other kind of investment.
Yeah. So indeed. So if you're thinking long term, your bot really gives outstanding terms. So either way, you will win if you're staying long term and have the stomach for it.
Yeah.
But what do you think that people are thinking in times like this, if they're the short-term buyers, what's going on through their heads?
So that is the most. So if you're working in crypto, you're fighting yourself because it's like it's really anxious. I know this. There are so many news items that makes you think this is it. That the market has crashed. It will never come back again. I'm going to lose all my money and. I know it can make people very nervous, but if you stay in it for at least 4 years, historically, if you would have entered at the most, so let's have the worst time, you would still have a 10x return, and that is sort of the worst possible situation in this market. Now, if you would have entered in a slightly better timing, your return would have been 20, 30, 40x your investment in over a 4-year period.
Which is interesting because that is of course long-term investing, which is something probably many people that invest in bots are aiming towards. Yeah. But you also have the people that are actively trading, and you have basically the traders versus the investors, the short-term versus the long-term investments. What do you think about both of these sort of people?
So for me personally, I would say let the bot do the trading and you invest in the bot. So you put your money in the bot and let it run for 4 years. The bot does the trading and then everything works out fine. Now, if you start messing around, basically, if you start trading the bot, then you might have in a situation where you make a wrong decision, and then you can lose a lot of money. So what I see personally, I see a lot of people entering the market, and especially March, April, a lot of people enter the market, and then they left again at the bottom, hopefully the bottom, last week, right?
Buy high, sell low.
Exactly, and then you can never make any money. But the bot is optimized for the long term, so it looks at the performance of crypto over the last 10 years. It's optimized for long-term returns, at least 4 years. So I would say invest a smaller amount of money that you don't have to worry about when you sleep, and then stay in it for a longer term. I think that is the way to make money. And to give an example of that, I read an article from Vanguard. It's like the world's most famous index fund, and they've been running index funds for 30 years. And everybody knows that index funds often outperform typical, like any kind of trading strategy. But then what they saw is that most of their users actually never got the returns that the fund made, and they started asking why is that the case, and the reason was that almost everybody was trading the index fund. So they put in more money when things are going good, and then they take out money or they put in less money when the market is bad. And the only two customers that were getting the results of the index fund, there were like two types. One of them was like customers that put in $100 30 years ago and forgot about it, and the other type was dead clients that couldn't trade anymore. So, and I think that is a good analogy. If you would put your money in a bot and keep it for 4 years, I think that is the safest way to make a return, and don't try to trade all the time, and let the bot do the trading.
I think it's very relevant as well for the final question we have, right? Thinking long term. So
Exactly. So if we're thinking long term here, and you're thinking, I'm curious for both Bitcoin and Ethereum, what would your price predictions be? I mean, the last few months have been a bit of a turmoil, but let's say end of the year, where do you think we'll be?
So end of year, for me, end of year is not long term. End of year.
4-year cycles. This year.
So I think this 4-year cycle is still intact. So we are still in a bull market. So that everything happened, what happened the last few weeks, it was just like we got a hit within the bull market. But I think we will still be going up. That's my expectation for end of the year. I think if that happens between end of year and the first quarter, I think Bitcoin will be at like 150K.
Okay, yeah.
And Ethereum 10K. And I think that will be the top for the foreseeable future, sort of the next 2-3 years. Yeah. But I think long term, that's what I'm looking at for like 2025 or later. I think that's where you're really going to see the large numbers. So really, really high. So up to.
And what would you think? In 5 years, then, if you were to give an estimate, what would you say?
Yeah, so I think I would follow the stock to flow model. I think that's the only. That is for me, it's the only valuation model that really makes sense. That is not of extrapolating lines on a chart, but actually somebody who thought about what is really the value of Bitcoin. Yeah. And I didn't see any other model that comes close to that analysis. So for me, I go with that model, and it says 1 million in I think 2025.
Hope for the best. We'll see. We'll see where the price of a Bitcoin is by that time. But Alex, thank you for joining us in today's show, Bots TV, and joining us in the studio as well. Always, as mentioned, great to actually see the bot creators and talk to them in person. I hope we can expect a lot from your bot and the foreseeable future as well. Well, in your case, maybe not the foreseeable future, but in 4 years' time. Exactly.
We'll see you in 4 years' time.
And we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we're all smiling.
Hopefully see you returning before that period. But great to have you in the show, and thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Then, of course, we have another guest coming up in Bot Special Guest, and Daniel knows exactly who it is.
That's right. We were just talking all about Bitcoin versus Ethereum, and our guest just said he thinks it's all better to be long-term. Maybe our next guest feels a little bit differently about this. We're going to have a financial journalist, Lawrence Bouckeart, on, and he is going to continue our topic about Bitcoin versus Ethereum.
Hello.
Come, Lawrence, in the show.
Thank you very much. I overheard the conversation.
That's good. That's good. So we can immediately go into that conversation as well. But before we start, how are you doing? How is the weather there?
I'm fine. Well, it was cloudy just a while back, and now the sun is popping up again. So
good.
Okay.
Better.
Yeah. Good. But let's talk about what we're here for, right? We just had a conversation about Bitcoin and Ethereum, and you've listened together with us talking now.
Diamond hands.
Exactly, diamond hands. If you want to reply to anything that we just mentioned, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. I was asked to explain a little bit the difference between Ethereum and Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin is actually the most popular cryptocurrency, as you all know. But Bitcoin is actually, the purpose is like digital money, peer-to-peer, send money from one person to another. And the whole point of cryptocurrencies is to cancel out the middleman, like the person, the banker, the central banker, like devaluating the currency, and there's nothing going on there. So we can people can exchange money the way they want. But Ethereum was actually so Bitcoin was started by a very anonymous pseudonym, a guy who uses a pseudonym. But Ethereum was actually founded by Vitalik Buterin, and he tried to expand the system for decentralized applications, like tried to expand the network, the Ethereum network, also blockchain network, to enable people to create decentralized applications better. Or an example is, for example, CryptoKitties, which is a game.
I know that one.
Yeah.
CryptoKitties is actually, it's very famous. One of my mentors actually invested in a company that has CryptoKitties. It's great. Yeah.
Okay.
So Lawrence, to go back to the Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I saw that you wrote an article where you compared Bitcoin to gold and Ethereum to oil. Can you tell us a bit about that comparison?
Yeah, so Bitcoin is actually the value exchange. It's more directed on the exchange of value, like gold, like money. But Ethereum is the underlying technology, which is more impressive, I would say, now, because it's like oil is used for all kinds of different things. So the network of Ethereum will be the same.
And do you think that the financial innovative capacity to improve our world, do you think either one has more of an ability to do that?
I think they complement each other, actually.
Okay.
And I'm not a disclaimer, not a financial advisor, but I would always go for both of them when considering an investment or considering trading.
And also considering the future, Lawrence, you already mentioned the decentralized finance in general, which is becoming more and more of a topic in the financial world as well, with, of course, the future and the uncertainty and the inflation and all that sort of stuff happening at the same moment. Now, what do you think about the financial innovation revolution? Like, how will the future, in your case, in your thoughts, be in like a couple of years' time?
I think cryptocurrencies enable people to make financial transactions more easily. It enables people to it gives people more freedom in a financial way, and I think we're actually headed for a positive future in that regard. If more and more people get to know cryptocurrencies, and we're at our site businessam.be, which is for Dutch and French speakers, but at our site we're doing our job to promote knowledge about cryptocurrencies. So with more people hop on that train, we will be fine.
Do you see your numbers increase as well on the posts you're writing and the news pages?
Yeah.
We do. We actually had a lot of visitors. I think we have 1 million unique visitors, more or even more this past month. So it's booming. Business is booming. Yeah. Crypto business is booming.
And speaking actually of booming, so you're Belgian, right? And
I'm Belgian, yeah.
Yeah, so bots actually had a surge of Belgian users that are now using the app to invest within the algos that we have available there. What's the crypto climate like in Belgium? Is there something going on that would lead people into having more of an interest into investing in crypto?
That's a good question. Lots of people are, I think, I saw an article once about some crypto millionaires, but Belgian people are very shy and keep to themselves, so they're not very open in communicating about their crypto gains.
Yeah.
But I think it's like everywhere in the world. You know, there's a big popularity with crypto.
Yeah, but also, of course, the channels that you use and the writing you do helps to inform people about crypto, and especially in basically in this cycle, a lot of new people enter the industry, will Google, they will read your articles, and then maybe eventually invest as well, right?
Yeah, so as I gather, we're all bulls here, or?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Not the Chicago Bulls, the crypto
Bulls.
But another question. So we realize that you're a fan of both Bitcoin and Ethereum, but are there some other altcoins that you think have some significance within the markets?
Yeah, I was looking into Cardano. I own a bit of Cardano, which is very popular now because Vitalik Buterin mentioned it in an interview with Lex Friedman today, or yesterday, I don't know. It's a great podcast about artificial intelligence. And yeah, Cardano is actually focusing on Africa, which is very important because the financial infrastructure isn't all that great in Africa, so it could be really booming if Cardano invests in that. So Cardano is like the new thing for that.
Yeah, indeed.
I'm just my phone is almost dead.
Actually, it's a great timing because we have to continue the show, and I'm actually afraid that we lost him.
Unfortunately, we can't say bye.
I mean, timing can't be better because I got my earphones in, of course, and they mentioned, well, we got to end and ask for the price of Bitcoin at the end of this year. But Michaela, I'm afraid we have to do that another time.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe like we can post it on Twitter or social media. Like we can ask him, send him a message.
Yeah, sure thing. Yeah, and follow up with him afterwards. Then.
Oh, wait. We asked him apparently during the preparation, like the people in the... So I would love to know if you can tell me. Oh, okay. It's going to be a surprise. We're going to have the graph with all the different prices, predictions at the end of today's episode. So if you want to know the prediction of the Bitcoin price at the end of this year, at the end of December this year of Lawrence, make sure to keep watching till the end of this show because we're going to see his prediction at the end of the show. Now, we have another guest coming up, and that's a guest that's going to join us again in real life here in the studio in Haarlem, the Netherlands. Who's that, Daniel?
That's right. We're going to have a person right here, so we don't have to worry about phone batteries dying. We have the former winner of the Bots League from the team To The Moon, Oscar Palstra. And if you have questions for Oscar, please put them in the chat, and I'm going to do my best to ask them for you. So let's see what Oscar has to say.
Yes, great. Thank you, Daniel and Oscar. Welcome to have you. Well, great to have you back in the show. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, how are you doing?
I'm doing quite well personally. Yeah.
Sounds like personally doing very well, but maybe some things...
Financially is a little bit less since last month.
Yeah. Things happen, right? Things happen.
Yeah. It's all in the game, I guess.
It's all part of the game, right? You know, you have your victorious moments, and then unfortunately, they come down, but they will go back up. So you are the first winner of the Bots League. First off, congrats on that. It's really awesome.
Thanks.
What's your thoughts about it? Winning the first one.
Well, it was quite a big surprise, of course, that we won, and we didn't expect to. We knew that, of course, that our bots would return some profits, but winning the Bots League was really a surprise for us. Yeah.
Okay.
And we were really happy to have achieved that.
Yeah, you've done amazing. So what happened? You won the Bots League, and then what happened after? You just immediately continued with work, or were there other things happening because you won the Bots League?
Yeah, life after Bots League.
Well, technically, all the bot worked fine, so that was something we had to check when the first transactions, the first trades were made. But also, we were already developing new strategies, so we're still working on that. But I think in the last month we saw this major drop in prices. So we were mostly monitoring, analyzing results, checking if they were also would also show up if we do the back test up to today, for example. So to see if it does work as programmed.
And did you, because from your bot, so you had a lot of trading within Bitcoin and Ethereum, which of course during the league were quite advantageous to you.
Yeah.
But did you expect this crash, or did you expect it now, or did it kind of come as a surprise to you?
No, I think the moment when such a crash occurs is always a surprise. But I think when we saw those prices pumping up like we saw over the last few months, that such a drop could be expected.
Yeah, I think like we mentioned earlier in today's show, and Michaela, I think it's also good that we have a little bit of a break. You know, a little bit of a break. The people that don't have the diamond hands are shaken out of the market. Eventually, we'll, range, build up some fuel for the next push up. But of course, during this period, also especially as a bot creator, lessons are being learned. What are a couple of the lessons that you've learned yourself in the past month with the crash specifically, like to improve bots maybe, or to have different style bots?
I think when we created this bot for the Bots League, we wanted to create a very aggressive bot, which worked out during the Bots League period. but for now we are analyzing and checking. We want to keep the upwards potential, but also want to create some more safety measures to not enter the market that often when such a drop as last month will occur again.
Yeah, minimize downside and still have the same upside as well for the bot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was there a reason then that you chose Bitcoin and Ethereum? As we've seen from the last interview, Lawrence, the two kind of go hand in hand, but was there a reason that you selected to put your strategy within both?
I think it's like gold and diamond. They also go hand in hand. And so when you can, it's like when you walk in a park and you have your dog on a leash. Sometimes the leash will go a little bit further away. Sometimes the leash shortens. That's also what's happening with the Bitcoin versus Ethereum price, and I think that's a very interesting thing to trade on.
Yeah,
I love the analogy, though.
Yeah. I never heard that one before. I like that one.
I like that
the dog
one.
in the
I always keep the dog with me.
Try to eke it back, but then you
let it go every now and then.
Exactly. But like mentioned, of course the prices vary all the time, and now we have this bit of a break for the past couple of weeks. Lessons are being learned. Are there also new bots in development at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. Also more less risk-averse bots. So we're also working on that a lot.
And are those type of bots going to join the season 2 of the Bots League, or are you going to build another more risky bot for the Bots League?
Yeah, I think we're going to develop a more risky strategy and a more risk-averse strategy. So we have both kind of strategies ready for the Bots League.
Yeah, nice. You got one on each team then. So put you in a pretty good position. Okay.
I hope.
Yeah, definitely. So you are then joining the next Box League.
That's the idea. We have to defend our trophy.
Yeah, of course.
Motivation,
exactly. Yeah.
It's like
some aggression.
For the ones watching Formula One this weekend, when Nico Rosberg became world champion, he immediately quit Formula One. You know, it's such a pity.
Exactly. Yeah, you have to keep going, right?
We would love to see a defense. Considering the competition, do you really see it as a competition against others or a competition against yourself?
I think mostly as myself and against myself, because we want to improve our bots and also want to see how they will do in more difficult circumstances. And I expect that the market will not go up as fast as we have seen over the last couple of months. So I think the next Bots League will be in some sort of consolidation phase.
Better test, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it is.
And what exactly goes into your testing? So when you're preparing your bots for the league and you kind of have that downtime to prepare everything, what happens during that phase that makes sure that you're most prepared for the league?
I think I think most time will be when we developed for the first Bots League. We were mainly also focusing. We also had to develop a backtest engine. We had to develop stuff like making orders, all that kind of stuff around the bot itself.
Yeah.
And now we can focus way more on strategies and the aggressiveness of the bot.
Yeah. So basically, you had to build the fundamentals and the bot, and now you can, the fundamentals are there. You can build the bot and just focus on one specific thing for the Bots League. Now, we finally have the last question of today, and the last prediction, right, Michaela?
Yes. I feel very honored to ask the victorious winner of the first Box League. Question: what is your prediction for Bitcoin at the end of the year?
Okay, it might be quite optimistic, but and don't pick me on this. But I think 85,000.
Yes, not financial advice. Yeah.
Okay, I would say $85,000.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
85 sounds great. Actually, it's less. It's not that high as what was it? Lawrence just now. Lawrence said 150, I believe, at the end of this year. Right?
I believe.
Yeah, is it confirmed?
Yeah. He said, I think.
Okay,
I just heard myself that Lawrence came through with a prediction of. Was it 50K or was it 150? I thought I heard 50. This seems pretty low, though.
Or was it Alex? Was it Alex? We'll see at the prediction sheet at the end. That's how quickly our memories. That's how quickly that's how quickly our memories fade during a live show. You know. You talk about something and a minute later you forgot it already. But that's why we got the people on the background to help us out with the show, right? Exactly. Because we're the host. So, but anyway,
85,000. Okay.
85,000. I like that as well, and we'll see where the price goes at the end of this year. Well, Oscar, season 2 of the Bots League is coming. Wish you the best. Hopefully we will be with you sitting at the same table again with some check. If it's either going to be 1, 2 or 3, you're going to try to defend your position. You can focus on building the bot now instead of building the fundamentals. So I look forward to seeing your results in the Bots League again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you soon.
Thank you. Well, then finally, we have our final guest in the Bots TV show, and he is very well familiar with the Bots League, and probably you know him very well as well. Daniel, who is it?
Well, so coming up soon, we're going to have someone who's just going to take us through what the rules are going to be for the next Bots League. We all know who Arthur is. So we're going to welcome him right now, and he's going to give us some tidbits and some information. But before that, we're going to get into our predictions. So right here, we got our predictions of what our guests have previously said that the Bitcoin price is going to be at the end of the year. Now, we have at the very top, someone's being very generous, thinking that we're going to hit 95K. And below that, a member of the Dutch royal family is also very optimistic with hitting 65K. Now, our guest earlier, who just got cut off on the phone, I got confirmation he thought we're going to hit a more conservative 50K for the prediction of the Bitcoin price. But this is all stuff we can't know for sure, and we're going to learn more about what we can prepare ourselves for if we're going to enter the Bots League next time. Koen?
Yes, thank you, Daniel. And the 150K was apparently Alex, so we just saw it, right? So Alex was the one with the prediction of 150K. And Arthur, I believe we once already asked you in the past about your prediction as well. But in the end, we're not here to talk about the prediction, but about the Bots League, because season 2 is starting, season 1 finished. In reflection, what do you think of season 1?
I say with my conclusion from last time, I think it's very interesting to have the bots run through a competition like this, because you can really see the different types of approaches from quite a broad spectrum of people. So this is completely unfiltered. You just take the entire batch and say, like, okay, we're going to start paper trading. Let's go. And it's very interesting to see how wildly that can vary.
Yeah.
I remember one that went to minus 80, so that like even in the bull run it managed to do pretty poorly.
You have players on both sides, so I guess you never know. But so as you know, of course, the first league is over now, and now we're moving over to the second league. So with the second league, how would that be different, especially within the registration round? How will it go?
So it's divided a little bit differently because, well, we want to have the possibility to run the entire show in the app. So it's going to be chucked out into different bits, where obviously we have the registrations open right now, and they're going to close on the 16th of July. After that period, we're going into a transition period where people have the time to even after the registration is closed, to get connected to the API, make sure that everything is working, etc. And last time we did the Bots League entirely in a paper trading environment. So fake money, fake accounts, everything fake. Yeah. For this league, however, we're going to do let's call it a minor league. We're going to have a small sandbox league first. So that's going to be on the paper trading environment, where we are going to filter out the ones that did minus 80. So that's the first safety check. And then on the 13th of August, we're actually going to go live in the app, which means that people will also be able to invest in the bots, but only very small amounts. Yeah. So it's a little bit similar to our category bots test, where the bots go after they went to the quarantine.
So how do you control that? Because you say they can only invest with smaller amounts, but of course the bot has some sort of cap eventually, and the cap might be maybe 100K or whatever it eventually is. How can you control an individual to spend a limited amount?
It's quite easy. What we do with the bots test now is that we have a very low cap on these. Like, it's not 100K, it's not near that. It's around 5K. And that is just the amount that you need to properly simulate live trading environment. Because doing a competition on paper or doing it live is obviously very different because you can get different results if you don't get your trades executed properly.
So if there's one person with 5K, he's just going to dump it into one bot.
Yeah, exactly.
He is going to get a call though. We have had this. So we've had this so far happen once or twice with the bots that test, and they do get. We do contact them if they don't pull it out themselves after realizing, like, hey, what did I just do?
Yeah. Because you just mentioned the cap, right? It's it's around 5K. The bots.
And then how many from the Sandbox League? How many of those bots would actually move forward to being live within the app and therefore in the league?
So regardless, the top 3 are going to be admitted to the bot store, as we did in the previous league. However, it's also going to be a little bit more inclusive because they are already running live, but they might still go live in the app, but they don't get that fast track that we do have for the eventual winners. Because when they win, you obviously you want to launch the bots immediately for people to put large amounts in.
Yeah. So basically, what's going to happen is once the competition, the season, the bots league is finished, and you got the winners and the losers and so on and so forth, you're going to increase the cap of the bot because they're already running.
Yeah.
But you're just going to increase the cap from 5K to whatever it's going to be.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
people to enter.
Yeah, for the winner, that would be the same as this time, which is 250,000.
Yeah.
Which, as a start, is very high.
As well as cash.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Again, as well as cash, like the shack again as well.
Yeah. Obviously, they're also going to win fabulous cash prizes, but we're going to do the same cash prizes last time because, people seem very happy. So.
And actually, speaking of prizes, so this time, will there be more ways that you can actually win a prize? So instead of actually the percentage gain that you had from the league, is there different ways where people can actually win?
Yeah. So in the last league, we just looked at the return on investment. What were the top performers? And for this league, we're not only going to look at this. Obviously, this is also part of the prize pool, but we're going to look more at less easily identified features. So if you have the most resilient strategy, for instance, or something so innovative that you're scanning satellite pictures to get a feeling what type of weather it is somewhere and to buy accordingly.
Yeah.
So those are also going to be awards that we will be presenting on this league. So I think that's a really great addition because I mean, just because you don't have the highest return, like if you have a drawdown of only 5% continuously throughout the league, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's still quite creative.
It's also going to, right, Mikhail, it's going to make builders or creators, bot creators, not only focus on a high risk, high reward, high percentage threat, but it's actually going to maybe have bot creators create more of a, let's say, neutral bot, like a safer bot, not as risky. Yeah. Like a lower score, because there's also other elements that come into account in order to win.
Yeah.
So sounds good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And then actually, so is registration live now? People can already sign up.
Yeah, people can sign up.
Okay.
They can sign up until the 16th of July.
Okay.
That's when registration closes and they get the time to actually connect. So if you have a strategy, be sure to sign up and, good luck with the league.
Also, I think what's interesting as well is that if people think of a strategy, but they can't build the bot, is there someone that can help them out?
Yes, and he's actually a frequent guest of Bots TV. You can get in touch with Dema Trading. So they provide a platform for bot creators who have an idea but don't necessarily have the skills or ability to run them on a server and connect with the API. So if you do have an idea or a trading strategy, this is definitely the way to go.
Exactly. Okay. And then finally, where can people sign up? So they can sign up, they can register, but what's the website?
It's our bots.io website.
Exactly.
All right.
So if you're interested in joining the Bots League, or maybe you have a great idea, then you can contact Dema Trading on either Discord or you can Google on him as well, Damien. If you want to participate in the Bots League with your bot, then bots.io is the place to be. Now, I've heard that we have a viewer with a question. So, Daniel?
That's right. It's not necessarily related to the Bots League, but someone wants to know, when will Elon Musk tweets stop affecting the crypto market so drastically? When will it stop?
Never. I seriously doubt that his influence would stop until people get bored of him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like either he's going to go the Trump way or what's the name of the McAfee? that he just falls out of common knowledge and then he doesn't affect it anymore. I mean,
Yeah. I think I take much more of that approach too. He even dubbed himself as the Doja father. So I think just naturally people see him as a figurehead and are constantly watching him. And he sends these tweets in the middle of the night, which can have the potential to impact the market. But will it ever go away? I don't know. What do you think, Koen?
I don't follow the news at all, honestly. That's not true. That's not true. I don't follow the news. How am I going to frame this? So I trade myself, besides bots, of course. I also trade myself, and I don't look at the news. I get everything from the graph itself. So I'm not really a news type of trader. I'm more like a analytical trader. So in that sense, I'm not following the news. However, in order to keep up with the industry and of course bots TV as well and everything that's happening, I do have a couple of Facebook pages and Twitter pages that I favorited so that I always am up to date with what's happening in the industry. So I do follow the news, but not per se for my trading choices. Yeah. So I think that's important to mention.
It actually reminds me kind of the quote that says, if you are trading with the news, then you're already too late. So, but
I think the quote is something like, buy the rumor, sell the news.
Oh, yeah.
But there's many rumors in this industry, right?
Exactly.
So we'll see. Again,
lots of gossip.
Exactly, lots of gossip.
Yeah.
But one thing is not a gossip, and that's that season 2 of the Bots League is coming. You can register. You can create your bot with Damien as well, or if you already have a bot, register on bots.io and make sure to join the competition and try to do your best because there's multiple awards, not only high percentage gains, but also many others. So Arthur, thank you for your time. Great to see you back in the show as well, Bots TV, and see you soon again, for sure. And then this was today's episode of Bots TV. I mean, time flies when you're having fun. And, we definitely had fun. Now, next week, or I should say next episode, we will have fun again. The next episode is in 2 weeks on Friday, 4 p.m. as always. And we will have the news of that week, Bots Around the World, where we're going to speak with an individual living in another country. And we're going to see what the status is of crypto and the financial markets in that specific country. Then Bots Topic, the Bots League once again, of course. And finally, Bots Users, where we're going to talk with people that engage with users from the company Bots, or sometimes we also invite users to join us in the show and talk about their experiences. Now, we finished. Daniel, thank you for joining us in today's show. What are you going to take home from today's show?
Well, I am going to look into Bitcoin versus Ethereum more, and I guess I'm going to take a look and see if I can temper my emotions and hold on rather than just fling everything away because it looks a bit bad. That's going to be my takeaway lesson right now.
Yeah, Daniel with the Damien hands. I wanted to say with the Daniel hands, with the diamond hands. Michaela, how about you?
Yeah, I think with that, I'm going to say Bulls, not Chicago Bulls, but crypto Bulls. And
a little side note that you're from America, so it's good for people to know.
Yeah, exactly, the reference, Yeah. So just stay bull, stay optimistic, and that's what I'm to take home. And,
I think my take home and something I want to let you take home as well is that we are in a very big dip, but I do like what what's been said about looking forward in like 4 years time, 3 years time, like looking long term as well. Read some articles, read about the fundamentals. What is Ethereum? What is Bitcoin? How does it work? And look ahead as well. That if you might have a very big loss, like no financial advice again, but always read, gain knowledge, do your own research, as I've mentioned at the beginning of the show, and then make choices accordingly. So I think that's something I've heard today, which I think is very important as well. So Daniel, Michaela, thanks for joining me in the show, and I had a blast being back at Bots TV, and in 2 weeks, we're going to be there once again. So thank you for watching, and see you in 2 weeks on Friday at 4 p.m.